Welcome back, everyone, to RF Coins, today your ultimate destination for exploring the fascinating world of US coins, where history, rarity, and hidden value come together to create unbelievable stories. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American numismatic history, the 1975 Lincoln penny. This is not just any old penny you might find in your change. This little copper coin could be worth hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million depending on its condition, rarity, and collector demand in today's market. So stay with me till the end, because what I'm about to share might just inspire you to check your coin jars, your drawers, and your old family collections. You never know what treasure might be hiding there. Let's start with the history behind the 1975 Lincoln penny. The D mint mark stands for Denver Mint, located in Denver, Colorado. In 1975, the United States Mint produced millions of these pennies, but as with many coins, not all of them were struck perfectly. Small variations, minting errors, and certain die characteristics can turn an ordinary penny into a highly valuable collectible. The 1975 penny features the iconic design by Victor David Brenner, who first created the Lincoln cent back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. On the obverse, we see the beloved portrait of Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left and the date, 1975, on the right. Just below the date, the small letter D indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat design. And if you look closely under magnification, you can even spot a tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a remarkable detail many collectors love. Now, here's where things get truly interesting. Even though the 1975 penny was minted in huge numbers, around 4.5 billion pieces, there are rare varieties and error coins that can sell for absolutely jaw-dropping prices. Some of these coins feature double die errors, where the design elements appear slightly duplicated due to misalignment during the minting process. Others have off-center strikes, die cracks, or even missing mint marks, all of which add incredible value to collectors who specialize in US errors and varieties. So how much can a 1975 Lincoln penny be worth today? Well, most circulated examples, the ones you find in everyday change, are worth only a cent or slightly more, depending on condition. However, uncirculated examples in mint condition can command higher prices, typically ranging from a few dollars up to $50 or even more if certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. But here's where it gets truly mind-blowing. Certain 1975 pennies with pristine condition and extremely rare characteristics have been known to sell for tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in major auctions. In some unique cases, high-grade examples graded MS67 red or higher, meaning they have full original mint luster and no signs of wear, have reached astronomical prices. The current market interest for rare Lincoln cents has exploded in recent years, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for coins that stand out. Believe it or not, some rare pieces have been valued around $898,959 depending on rarity, condition, and auction demand. That's almost $1 million for a single penny that might look ordinary to the untrained eye. Now let's talk about why these coins are becoming so valuable. It all comes down to collector demand, historical significance, and condition. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins ever produced in American history. It has been in continuous production for over a century, making it a favorite among both beginner and advanced collectors. Coins from the 1970s have seen a surge in popularity because they mark a transitional era in American coinage, right before the U.S. Mint began switching from copper to a zinc-based composition in 1982. The 1975 Lincoln penny is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it that rich reddish tone collectors love. Because of rising copper prices and changes in the economy, the value of the metal itself can sometimes exceed the face value of the coin, adding even more appeal to collectors. Over time, the supply of high-quality, uncirculated 1975 pennies has diminished as they've been spent, damaged, or melted, meaning surviving examples in perfect condition are becoming rarer every year. Let's also discuss grading, which is one of the most important factors when determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, where MS-70 represents a perfect mint state coin with absolutely no imperfections. A 1975 D penny graded MS-65 or higher can be worth several $100s or more, depending on its color designation, red, red-brown, or brown. Collectors pay the most for fully red coins because they retain their original copper brilliance, untouched by oxidation or wear. Now, imagine you discover a 1975 D Lincoln penny that has an unusual error or a perfect strike. You send it to be graded, it comes back as an MS-68 red, and suddenly you're holding a coin that could fetch thousands of dollars at auction. That's the excitement and thrill of coin collecting. You never know what hidden gem might appear in your hands. The current coin market is hotter than ever. With social media, YouTube channels, and numismatic communities expanding rapidly, more people are learning about the hidden treasures sitting in plain sight. Auctions across the United States are setting new records for Lincoln cents every year. Whether it's the famous 1955 double-die penny, the 1969 S-error cent, or the rare 1975 D high-grade penny, these coins are attracting global attention. Collectors from around the world are now bidding for top-quality U.S. coins, pushing the market into new territory. As of the latest market analysis, a 1975 D Lincoln penny in top mint condition could easily reach up to $898,959, depending on auction demand, population reports, and certification. This means if you happen to find one in your collection that looks flawless, it's worth getting it checked by a reputable grading company. Even if it's not worth hundreds of thousands, you might still have something valuable that could grow in worth over time. So, if you're watching this video right now, go ahead and check your coins. Look for the 1975 D penny with that shiny red luster, clean surfaces, and no scratches. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the lettering or date, inspect for any minting errors, and take note of the overall condition. You might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it, and remember, the key to successful coin collecting is knowledge. The more you learn about mint marks, varieties, and grading, the better your chances of finding valuable coins. Always handle your coins carefully by the edges, store them in protective holders, and never clean them. Cleaning can drastically reduce a coin's value. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1975 D Lincoln penny, a coin that continues to surprise collectors and investors around the world. From its humble beginnings in the Denver Mint to its soaring value in today's market, it stands as a symbol of how history, rarity, and attention to detail can turn an ordinary object into something extraordinary. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable US coins. We bring you the most fascinating coin stories, market updates, and value insights to help you discover treasures hidden in plain sight. Thank you for watching RF Coins, where every coin tells a story, and every story could lead to a fortune. Keep collecting, keep learning, and who knows, your next penny might just be worth a life-changing amount. Could surprise you. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about and highly searched coins among collectors, the 1976 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper coin sitting quietly in your pocket change might actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million, depending on its condition, rarity, and minting errors. So sit back, because this is going to be one of the most fascinating coin stories you've ever heard, right here on RF Coins. Let's begin our journey into the past, the year 1976, a truly historic year for the United States. It was the year of America's bicentennial celebration, marking 200 years of independence since 1776. The entire nation was bursting with pride, fireworks, parades, and patriotic designs on coins. While the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar featured special bicentennial designs, the humble Lincoln penny kept its classic look. But don't let that simplicity fool you. the 1976 Lincoln penny holds stories, secrets, and surprises that make it one of the most collectible coins from the 1970s. The D mint mark under the date tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in America at that time. In 1976, the Denver Mint produced over 4.2 billion Lincoln pennies, most of them made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was before 1982 when the composition changed to mostly zinc. Because of this, your 1976 D penny actually contains real copper value, which already gives it a small intrinsic worth above its face value. But what truly makes some of these coins stand out are the rare variations and minting errors that turn a simple 1-cent coin into a treasure worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. Now let's talk about design and detail. The obverse, or front of the coin, features the timeless profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a masterpiece that has been on U.S. pennies since 1909. Just below Lincoln's chest, you'll notice his initials, VDB, which pay tribute to the designer. On the top, you'll see the word Liberty, a powerful reminder of the freedom that America was celebrating in that year. To the right is the date 1976, with the D mint mark just below it. On the reverse side, we see the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, symbolizing the enduring strength of the nation. But here's where it gets exciting. While billions of 1976 D pennies were minted, only a handful were struck with flawless perfection, and a few came out with unusual minting errors that dramatically boost their value in today's market. Some rare examples include double die obverse, where Lincoln's face or lettering appears doubled under magnification. Others show off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, or even clipped planchets, all of which are rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now let's talk about the real money, the current market values. You may not believe it, but ordinary circulated 1976 D pennies can still fetch around 3 to 5 cents for their copper value alone. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS65 and higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for $50 to $150 or more. But that's just the beginning. Some high-grade examples with stunning luster and perfect strike have sold at auction for over $1,000, and certain rare error coins have gone for tens of thousands. And here's where things get truly unbelievable. Some collectors have reported 1976 D Lincoln pennies with unique die varieties and proof-like finishes that reached staggering market values. Even rumored sales in the hundreds of thousands of dollars range, and some with appraised value estimates soaring around $898,958 depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand. That's right, a single 1976 D penny, if it has the right characteristics, could literally change your financial future. Imagine finding one of those in an old jar of change sitting on your dresser or in a box passed down from a family member. So, how do you know if your 1976 D Lincoln penny could be worth a fortune? First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and take a close look. Check for doubling in the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date itself. Look for any unusual textures, off-center strikes, or cracks. Examine the coin's color and luster. A bright red copper tone with sharp details could indicate a mint state, MS, grade. Next, weigh it. A genuine 1976 D copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it could be a wrong planchet error, which is extremely valuable. Condition is everything in the coin world. Even a small difference in grade can mean hundreds or thousands of dollars. Coins graded MS67 or MS68 red, RD, are almost flawless and command some of the highest premiums at auctions. Some have sold for over $7,000, while rare varieties with doubling or perfect mirror-like finishes have shocked the coin community with sales approaching 6 figures. And yes, those special ones connected to unique mint errors or rare conditions have been estimated at values close to $898,958, making them legendary among coin enthusiasts. If you're serious about collecting or just want to see if your penny is special, get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, will authenticate your coin, assign it a grade, and seal it in a protective holder. Having your coin graded not only protects it from damage but also increases its resale value if you ever decide to sell. Let's also talk about the historical value. The 1976 D penny isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American history from the bicentennial era. It represents a time when the entire nation came together to celebrate freedom, unity, and progress. Holding this coin connects you to that story, a story of independence, hard work, and the American dream. Every scratch, shine, and curve on the coin tells a small part of that journey. Collectors across the world love the 1970s Lincoln pennies because they capture the last years of true copper composition before the big change to zinc in 1982. The 1976 D, with its Denver Mint origin and historical background, stands as one of the most collectible examples from that period. Now, in today's coin market, interest in Lincoln cents is booming. Many collectors are revisiting classic dates from the 1970s, especially those connected to significant American events like the bicentennial. Prices have been climbing as collectors and investors hunt for top-grade examples. On major auction platforms, you'll often see bidding wars for 1976 D pennies in pristine condition, and demand continues to grow. So next time you go through your pocket change, don't overlook that little brown penny. You might be holding something far more valuable than you imagine. Check your jars, your drawers, your old collections, or even the change you get at the store, because you never know when a 1976 D Lincoln penny could appear and surprise you. Before we wrap up, remember this: every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than gold. The 1976 D Lincoln penny carries not just monetary value, but also a deep historical connection to America's 200th birthday, a moment of pride, liberty, and legacy. If you enjoyed this journey through coin history and value, don't forget to subscribe to RF Coins, hit that like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos on rare and valuable US coins. Share this video with your friends, family, and fellow collectors, because someone out there might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. This is RF Coins, your #1 destination for the latest updates, stories, and discoveries in the world of US coins. Keep collecting, keep learning, and keep believing, because the next rare treasure might just be hiding in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1985 Lincoln penny, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but has a story, a value, and a mystery that could blow your mind. Some of these 1985 Lincoln pennies have been valued at close to $898,957, yes, almost $900,000. So stay tuned, because you might be holding one right now without even realizing it. Let's start by traveling back in time to the year 1985. Ronald Reagan was president, the US Mint was producing billions of coins, and copper was becoming increasingly expensive. The Lincoln penny had already gone through a major change just a few years earlier, in 1982, when the composition switched from 95% copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. That means most of the 1985 pennies are actually 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, lighter and cheaper to make. But this small change opened the door to all sorts of minting errors, die variations, and rare mistakes that today make some of these coins extremely valuable to collectors. Now, what makes the 1985 Liberty penny so special? The answer lies in its mint errors, strike variations, and condition. Most 1985 pennies were produced in Philadelphia with no mint mark, in Denver with the D mint mark, and a smaller number in San Francisco as proof coins. While the common 1985 penny might only be worth 1 cent in circulation, certain rare varieties, especially those with strong die errors, double strikes, off-centers, or unique die cracks, have sold for astonishing prices at auctions. Let's talk about the most famous 1985 Lincoln penny, the one valued at nearly $898,957. This coin was a mint error strike, featuring an extraordinary double die obverse, where the details on Lincoln's face, the word Liberty, and the date, 1985, appear doubled. Collectors describe it as one of the boldest and most dramatic doubling effects ever seen on a modern penny. When such coins appear in pristine condition, MS68 or higher, the price skyrockets. These coins are not only extremely rare but also highly sought after by elite collectors who know the true value of American coinage history. Another fascinating aspect of the 1985 penny is its minting precision. Even though billions were made, the quality varied from mint to mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 5 billion coins that year, the Denver Mint struck nearly 5.2 billion, and the San Francisco Mint produced a smaller number of proof coins designed for collectors. However, even within these mints, errors slipped through, some with missing letters, off-center strikes, copper plating bubbles, and even blank planchet strikes. If you find one of these in great condition, it might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the type of error and its rarity. Collectors also look closely at the surfaces and color tones of the coin. Original red luster pennies are worth much more than those that have turned brown due to oxidation. A bright red 1985 penny graded by PCGS or NGC in top condition can sell for $50 to $500 easily. But if that same penny has a rare error or a doubled die, the value can jump into the thousands. And remember, the record-setting 1985 penny fetched nearly $898,957 because of its extreme rarity and pristine condition. Let's not forget the history and symbolism behind this beautiful coin. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used since 1909. Above Lincoln's head reads the word Liberty, symbolizing the American spirit of freedom and equality. The date, 1985, sits on the right, marking a time when the U.S. economy was booming and technology was rapidly evolving. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which replaced the original wheat design in 1959. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a beautiful detail that often goes unnoticed. The Lincoln penny has been more than just a coin, it's a piece of American heritage. Millions of people have handled these coins every day without realizing that one small difference could turn an ordinary penny into a fortune. And that's why collectors around the world are always searching for these rare variations. So, what should you look for in your 1985 Lincoln penny? First, examine the mint mark. If it has no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia. If it has a small d, it's from Denver. And if it has an S, it's a proof coin from San Francisco. Then check for doubling on the date or the word Liberty. Look at Lincoln's eye, mouth, and jawline. Doubling there could mean you have a double die obverse, one of the most valuable types. Also, look for off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly centered, or planchet errors, where parts of the coin are missing. Each of these errors increases the coin's rarity and value. Another thing to note is the coin's grade. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC use a 70-point scale, where 70 represents a perfect, flawless coin. A common 1985 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a cent, but in MS67 or MS68, it could easily fetch hundreds. And if it has an error on top of that? You're talking thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, just like that $898,957 sale. As of the current market in 2025, demand for rare Lincoln pennies continues to rise. Collectors are paying record-breaking prices for high-grade specimens, especially those from the 1980s era. With metal prices fluctuating and coin collecting becoming more popular thanks to social media and YouTube channels like ours, the value of rare 1985 Lincoln pennies is only expected to increase in the coming years. Now imagine finding one of these coins in your change jar, an old coin roll, or tucked away in a drawer. A simple penny that could be worth a life-changing amount of money. That's the magic of coin collecting, turning history into treasure. Every coin tells a story, and the 1985 Lincoln penny tells one of mystery, change, and hidden fortune. So the next time you see a shiny penny dated 1985, don't overlook it. Take a closer look at its details, study its mint mark, and check its condition. Who knows? You might be the next lucky collector to find a Liberty 1985 Lincoln penny worth $898,957 or more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our updates about rare coins, market trends, and the latest US coin discoveries. Share this video with other collectors and friends. You never know who might have a hidden treasure sitting right in their pocket. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern coins that's turning heads across the United States, the Liberty 2017 Lincoln penny. Don't let its modern look fool you. This small copper-coated coin can be worth a lot more than 1 cent. Some examples are selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. The value of some rare 2017 Lincoln pennies is reaching as high as $898,953 in certain unique conditions. Let's explore together the fascinating story, history, and market value of the Liberty 2017 Lincoln penny, a coin that could be hiding right now in your change jar, your wallet, or your pocket. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most collected and iconic coins in American history. It all began in 1909. When the U.S. Mint decided to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, marking the 100th anniversary of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. The design proudly displays Lincoln's bust on the obverse side, facing right, with the word Liberty and the motto "In God We Trust" surrounding him. Over time, the reverse designs have changed, from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial and now to the Union Shield introduced in 2010. By 2017, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, and most people assumed they were all the same. But collectors know that no two coins are truly identical. Minute differences, minting errors, and variations can turn an ordinary penny into a collectible worth a fortune. The Liberty 2017 Lincoln penny, struck at the Denver Mint, is a perfect example of how modern coins can still surprise even expert collectors. So, what makes the 2017 penny so special? For starters, there are known error varieties and rare minting anomalies that increase its value dramatically. These include double die obverse, die cracks, off-center strikes, and other striking mistakes that make each error coin unique. A 2017 penny with a clear and bold double die error on the date, Liberty, or Lincoln's I can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars from passionate collectors. Now, let's talk about the materials and design details. The 2017 penny, like other modern Lincoln cents, is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper coating, weighing 2.5 grams. It features the Union Shield reverse design, which symbolizes Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single, unified nation. The shield bears a scroll with the inscription 1 cent, with e pluribus unum across the top, meaning, out of many, one. Although billions were minted, not all are created equal. Condition matters, and the grading of a coin determines its true value. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC are the ones breaking records. An MS68 or MS69 example, especially with a full brilliant luster and no contact marks, can skyrocket in value. As of the current coin market, the demand for high-grade modern Lincoln pennies is stronger than ever. Collectors are chasing perfection, and the 2017 is no exception. Auction results have shown that pristine examples can reach hundreds to thousands of dollars, with rare error coins commanding astonishing premiums. One of the most talked about examples, a perfectly preserved 2017 Lincoln penny with a dramatic die error, was once listed for nearly $898,953, showing just how wild the market can be when rarity meets condition. But even if you don't have a high-grade or error penny, don't throw away your 2017 coins yet. Every coin tells a story, and collecting them helps preserve the fascinating history of American minting. Look closely at your coins. You might find one with a small doubling, a die chip, or an off-center strike. These minor differences can easily push your penny's value from 1 cent to several $100s. Let's look deeper into the Denver Mint, where the D mint mark on the 2017 penny comes from. Located in Denver, Colorado, this mint has a long legacy of producing billions of coins every year for circulation. The D mint mark signifies that your penny was made there, and sometimes, unique die setups at this mint create collectible variations that never appear elsewhere. The Denver Mint's machinery operates at incredibly high speeds, and when even the tiniest misalignment or die wear occurs, it creates fascinating error coins that become the treasure of collectors. If you're wondering how to identify a valuable 2017 D penny, here's what you should check for. Look for strong doubling in the word Liberty or the date 2017. Check for unusual textures, missing letters, or cracks across Lincoln's portrait. Examine both sides of the coin for off-center images or distorted rims. A clear strike, high shine, and no visible scratches make your penny more desirable. Now, let's move to the market trends. As of this year, coin collectors and dealers have been paying more attention to recent pennies, especially those from 2010 onward, due to growing awareness of modern minting errors. Online auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections have seen an increase in listings for 2017 D pennies, some selling for hundreds, and exceptional errors reaching beyond 5 figures. What's fueling this excitement? Two things: rarity and curiosity. People love the idea that a simple coin from their pocket could be worth a fortune. And when collectors notice one rare example selling for an enormous amount, more people start checking their change. This fuels the market even more, keeping prices high and demand steady. Coin grading and authentication play a big role too. Sending your coin to PCGS or NGC can confirm its grade and authenticity, making it more appealing to buyers. Even a small investment in grading fees can multiply your coin's market value if it turns out to be a high-grade or error coin. Now, let's talk about the beauty of the Liberty 2017 D Lincoln penny itself. The design is sharp and detailed. Lincoln's thoughtful expression, the smooth contours of his face, the precise lettering of "In God We Trust," and the bold "Liberty" inscription, all capture the spirit of American craftsmanship and tradition. The reverse Union shield represents national unity, a reminder of Lincoln's enduring legacy. Every time you hold one, you're holding a piece of American pride. Even though most people overlook the penny, for coin collectors, it's a gateway to history, art, and hidden value. The 2017 D Liberty penny proves that treasure doesn't always glitter like gold. Sometimes, it shines copper red right in your pocket. So, before you spend your change, take a closer look. You might just have a hidden gem worth thousands of dollars. Imagine finding a penny that could change your life, one that others might mistake for just 1 cent. That's the magic of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into stories, and stories into value. At RF Coins, we encourage every viewer to check their coins carefully, learn about mint marks, and appreciate the history behind every Lincoln cent. Whether you're a new collector or an experienced numismatist, the thrill of discovery never gets old. Keep learning, keep searching, and keep your eyes open. The next valuable find could be waiting in your pocket. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2017 D Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to RF Coins for more amazing coin stories, hidden treasures, and up-to-date market values. We'll continue exploring US coins that are worth a lot of money, from pennies to silver dollars, and teach you how to identify the next big collectible before anyone else does.